Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm here with Jacob and Mason, virtually again. We're getting this setup figured out a little bit more, getting a little bit more comfortable with it. But first we should say, Heath Simmons, our co-host, get well soon.
We were planning on having him on today, but he's throwing
I was wondering where he was.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, so
unfortunately not joining us, but...
Sending our love to Heath, yeah.
Fellow Anora lover Heath, unfortunately not able to make it.
Yeah, so... But yeah, I feel like this is easily one of our most anticipated episodes. And, I mean, I've talked a bit with Jacob and Heath about this, but I haven't talked to Mason about this at all. And, we've kind of... I don't want to say kept it under wraps, but this is going to be the first time that really getting into stuff.
Yeah, I haven't spoken on it at all.
Yeah, today, Sean Baker's Anora, winner of the Palme d'Or.
Probably going to sweep the Oscars.
Wait, what do you mean by sweep?
It's probably going to sweep the Oscars. I just got a good feeling.
Win everything? Or...
Just
win a lot. I feel like it's going to win a lot as well.
Yeah. I think really the only thing me and Ethan talked about when we left Anora was somebody's knocking at your door.
Sounds like someone's knocking on our door.
We have another guest for the podcast.
I guess I can continue. It's Heath.
Do I need to stop? No, let's just keep rolling for sync. If you all are...
Yeah, let's keep rolling. I think it's like the
like utility people or something?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you all are in danger, let me know. If you're in danger, let me know.
Okay.
What's going on?
The latch to the dryer or something?
The washer, yeah. Folks, you just heard a real-time maintenance request being fulfilled.
We're keeping that in. Sean Baker would want us to keep that in.
Yeah, that's called verite, folks.
Immersive experience.
Yeah. Okay, where were we? I thought I was tripping. That was crazy. I was like, I thought I heard knock at the door.
I thought it could have been like the neighbor or something.
Yeah.
So
I was like, yeah.
Weird.
I was just going to say, the reason I think it's going to win a lot of Oscars is because me and Ethan were having a discussion on the way back where I was like, Anora was amazing, but I think that 2024 is kind of
it's a weak year.
Just an average
it's a weak year for the
movies.
Oscars.
Yeah, it's been rough. Mm-hmm.
So there's been a lot of great movies this year, but way more bad than last year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I look at my 1 through 20 from last year. And
last year, not every year can be
really
2023 for film.
No,
it can't. 2023 was just kind of...
you had a ton of auteurs: Gerwig, Nolan, Scorsese, Haynes. Yorgos. There's just so many. Yeah.
Jonathan Glazer.
Oh yeah, duh. I don't know how I could fit.
And at this point, I'm going to say it's getting close to that season. The Holdovers. I watched The Holdovers last year in the theater, and it was really a magical experience.
Alexander Payne,
so
for sure.
Yeah, just a lot of great stuff last year. Really, we were just.
But yeah, it seems like, if you read all the pundits and stuff, it looks like it's, at least for the moment, it's a 2-horse race between this and Amelia Perez, which just came out on Netflix. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Audiard's new film, which is like,
I need to watch that.
It's a musical. It doesn't look like it's very interesting to me, but he's a pretty respected filmmaker.
I've also heard some buzz about the. I've heard some buzz about the Brutalist.
And then Conclave is also
The Brutalist is like
it's like
really long though, and like it's
apparently it's like the first
like
like
4 hours.
American epic for like 30-40 years, like the first like great one. It's like 3.5 hours.
just because you make a long movie.
Yeah,
doesn't
but I
make it an
mean,
epic,
I mean like the subject matter. Like you know what it's about. Right?
I mean, I think
like
let's.
okay.
Yeah.
I did like the trailer.
Yeah, it looks cool, but
it was good.
assigning, I mean, like putting the label on it as an epic before a wide release is kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean Ridley Scott does that for every one of his films. So, I mean,
That's fair.
There was another epic this year. People aren't talking about too much. Megalopolis.
I haven't seen it.
Thought you were gonna say Dune 2.
No.
I will say, speaking of movies,
Yeah.
this year I did start Hundreds of Beavers last night. Yeah, it's really funny.
Love it. Yeah, Hundreds of Beavers is just just so funny. I'm planning on rewatching that soon. It's a good winter movie.
All right, we're like way off topic now.
So.
Yeah.
Anora.
Won the Palme d'Or.
Sean Baker made
He's
movies
gonna-
before this, including The Florida Project.
The Florida.
And yeah,
What?
I don't know. We're just
Oh,
doing
no.
rhymes. Morpheus. Orpheus.
drinking a 40.
Okay, so what are your what are your all's like? what are your all's opinions?
Hey, we're on a roll, man. We're on a roll.
I gotta hear your all's opinions.
I loved it. Ethan, what'd you think?
It was brilliant. Phenomenal. Loved it.
Yeah, I thought
Exquisite.
it was great. I'm still like, I feel like I still need another viewing. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was great. It was great. I think it's. I mean, for me, it's like this and Dune Part 2 for like best of the year,
Yeah. Yep.
and it's.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
two very different movies, but
Very.
but both
different.
very good.
Yeah. This surpassed my expectations on so many levels. I don't think I was prepared for how fun the first half of the movie was going to be. It was so just like the way it was edited and paced, sort of the bender that Annie
Vanya.
and okay, what's the guy's name? Vanya.
Yeah.
Annie and Vanya. Just their like that whole them eloping. It's so much fun.
When I
Like,
watched it early, like when I watched
it's a blast.
it at work, I told you all, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like a lot more fun and funny than I was thinking it was going to be.
Yeah,
It's very
It is
funny.
hilarious. It is
Yeah.
so funny. But the second half of the film is really like where all I think the
Oh, for
merit
sure.
lies.
Yeah.
Obviously, thematically, and especially if you're talking like, you know, I imagine Mikey Madison's going to be making like an Oscar campaign, and that's really where like that sort of where she gets to, you know, lick her chops. But I mean, Sean Baker, like everything's just firing on all cylinders. It was really like like I said in my Letterboxd review, I really don't have any complaints. I mean, I could hear the point about there being like a slight pacing issue around when they're looking for Vanya in the clubs, but I will like be the first to say I think Sean Baker wants you to sort of experience that anxiety
Yeah.
or the just waiting around of it, and that's part of the film. It's a decision and not like
A mistake.
a lack of restraint
I
and-
mean, I think it.
yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
hear what you're saying. I think, yeah, if anything, maybe trim that, you know, little like beginning of the third act down just a tad, but it doesn't really bother me.
but so much of it is like valuable
Yeah, it
characterization.
doesn't.
I think there's a lot of stuff
I think
we
that
learn
would
about
be
that. Yeah,
extremely picky for me to be like cut 5 minutes here, like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think beyond that, like what impressed me most was like how much care Sean Baker showed to like people who work in sex work, like that community. It was extremely nuanced and like empathetic, and it was also like a really, really brilliant like critique on class.
That's
and how Vanya's family, like his parents, just use money to like solve like just one bully people. Like they're because when I'm jumping way ahead, but when Ani says that she's gonna lawyer up and like fight to, because they didn't have a prenup, she's entitled to theoretically entitled to half of his money, and like their plan would just be to like string her out until she can't pay for an attorney anymore because they just have endless like heaps of money. And so just how they just use money to bully people and to just solve any problem that sort of falls in their way was really it was like pretty tragic to see, and especially when you're like really pulling for Annie.
I definitely think that's like Sean. Yeah, I definitely think that Sean Baker's like whole shtick. Like, he's known for his commentary on sex workers. He's obviously very interested by the idea, and he thinks he wants to shed light on that community. And the class thing. Like, he's had 9+ years of filmmaking experience, like building up to this. And I think a lot of people would say, this is possibly the magnum opus. I mean, a lot of people love Florida Project. Same with Red Rocket. But I think, and this one can appeal to more people. I mean, it's fun. At least it's fun until it isn't fun.
It feels approachable.
Sure, yeah.
I can't speak to like how his filmography is built upon itself, but I could see where maybe this is definitely like a culminating point in Anora, where it feels like everything has just been like building upon each other, and it just felt like a very ambitious story and movie in general.
And I think a lot of it is like, just from like the stories I've heard about Baker and like seeing him at the Q&A with the screening that I watched, like he's a very like laid back guy. He's very chill, and I think you kind of see this. Like it's never really trying that hard. It's not preachy. It's not, it's no. I think he's having fun with it, and I'm not saying that he doesn't say anything important, because he certainly does. But I think that it's, it's like a chill movie. I don't know if that's like the best like word to describe it, but it's like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it felt.
I would say like a lot of people. Maybe these get out because they're the bad stories, but I feel like all the stories that you hear of people being on set, they usually have some sort of like negative, not connotation, but sort of layer of just like distaste about the production process of being on set and just the hours and dealing with, either directors or directors dealing with difficult talent. But for this, yeah, I agree. Sean Baker, his disposition just seems like he would allow for a very like positive work environment that's like not stressful, and you can just like get into your work, whatever you're doing. If you're acting, DP, what have you. Like it just seems like a good place to just do your job, and it seems enjoyable. And
he lets the people again at the Q&A. Mikey was there, the DP was there, and they talked a lot about how Sean's just gonna let you do what you want to do. And that seems like it's a pretty good recipe for success.
Well, in terms of like good vibes, I noticed that like, which I'm not sure how intentional this was, but two of the first things that popped up on the credits were the intimacy coordinators, which not every movie has, to my knowledge, but is something that's sort of
becoming more common.
Something that's very important in movies recently. So I thought it was cool that was like one of the first things that popped up when the movie ended.
I definitely think that would, probably be a necessity for a film like this.
For sure. Yeah. Can you speak on your experience of like going to the Q&A screen?
Yeah, I mean, it was like probably surprisingly short to what you would think it would be. Like they were there for probably 15-20 minutes because they like were doing it all day. So it was only like a couple questions, but it was really, I mean, there were two very big like ideas that he kept talking about. Like one of them was Baker and Madison like met, I don't know, like a year and a half, 2 years like before they even started filming, and he was like, "You're my girl, you're who I want," and she had a ton of time to like, you know, explore the world of the character. And
I heard she like went to Brooklyn and like
and she was living. She said that she was living like around Baltimore at the time, and like she had her dad like install a pole in her house, like so she could practice, because she talked a lot about like the physicality of it and stuff, and she never thought she would, you know, she never thought about that like when she took on the role. But it just it like really reframed my idea of the film when she talked about like, you know, getting in the world of the character and fully realizing the character years before they even filmed it. Like she knew the character so well.
Such an advantage.
Yes.
Such an advantage.
She knew it so well. And then the other thing that Baker talked about a lot was like, you know, the kind of verite style. Like he wants, and this is like something that Andy and John talk about, which mixed and supervised the film. They talk a lot about how Sean loves the imperfections, like in the dialogue and in other stuff.
Yeah.
And like they even like Sean at the Q&A was talking about how like in the club scenes, like they were blasting music. Like you would.
I was gonna say I wanted to shout out Andy and John because that kick in the club scenes was thumping. I was like, I need my kicks to sound this good.
Yeah, that was Andy because he mixed the music. But I mean,
shout out to Andy.
I mean,
it sounded amazing.
Yeah, like they had, you know, people yelling and club music playing in the club scenes, which makes that's a nightmare for the dialogue. But you know, it's just gonna make it feel more realistic. And you know, I never knew that Baker was that like verite, but I guess he obviously is.
A lot of there are specific sequences in the middle of the second to the third act that reminded me of like how the Safdie brothers would shoot a film.
Yep.
And I thought that was really cool. There's just to see American directors. I don't know. This is gonna sound mean, but like have flavor.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like have personality in the way they shoot a film, or just like construct a shot. Because I feel like a lot of time, I mean, there's like a patented like Netflix style look that I think we've just kind of grown like exhausted of. And I don't know. It's wonderful to see something that's shot in a different way that's like fresh. And I think a lot of it is like either dolly shots or I don't know if some of it's handheld, but like the camera moves.
I think some of it, like there are some close-ups that are handheld, which really make it feel like good time, or you know, something like you're getting really intimate. And it's also like a very distinct change from like all of the dollies and stuff. I'm not saying that the camera is very stationary, but it's steady. It's a steady camera for most of the movie. But like when it gets like shaky, like handheld stuff, you know, he doesn't do that much, but when he does, I feel like it's utilized really well.
Not necessarily in terms of like the look of the movie, but one thing I thought about while I was watching it was how much this movie reminded me of like a Martin Scorsese movie. Not that this is like necessarily a story that you would tell, but mainly with just Igor and the whole second half of the movie and the search and a lot of the banter and the characters. It felt very 70s and like old classic Scorsese in the best way possible. And in terms of the look, I feel like the look of the movie just pulls from the best influences, and that's why it looks so like rich and soft.
I would love to see a parallel universe where the Coen brothers directed this, because I feel like it's totally a Coen brothers script.
Yeah, certainly, and it does have like some Scorsese stuff. Like if this was a gangster movie, but basically the same, which it couldn't be, obviously, but if it was like somehow this story with gangsters, like I could see, I definitely see the Scorsese-ness to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm glad that nobody other than Sean Baker chose to
This is a Baker
tackle
movie
this,
through and through.
'cause-
I mean, this is his bread and butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you all probably had a better viewing. I mean, you all watched it in 35, correct?
Well, bad news.
Yeah, about that.
We walked in and there was a little sign at the front desk that said that
Projector
the
broken.
Projector broken. It'll be digital.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I think we watched it on Saturday, and then on Monday they posted something on Instagram.
It's back. The
Yeah.
projector's working.
That
And I was
sucks.
like, okay.
Yeah.
whatever, man.
It took
Because I
2
watched
days.
DCP.
Come on.
I mean, I watched it in digital as well. So no, I mean,
yeah, it
yeah,
looks great
it
still,
looked
but I mean, I
amazing,
would have loved some. Yeah.
Would have been cool to see in 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've with the
Yeah.
birth and
I was gonna say,
the
thinking of
showings
birth,
were
like
just-
in 35, that it's a big difference.
Maybe the best theater experience ever. I don't know.
Possibly.
One of them, if not.
Don't forget.
That's
Don't
so,
forget
so
Tenet.
good.
but the
Okay.
Oh. Yeah,
I
first
never-
10
I
of
never
viewing will
forgot.
always hit.
but yeah, I feel like with the birth and boogie experience, I feel very spoiled.
Yeah,
Boogie in
Boogie.
35
I
is
mean,
fun.
I'm jealous.
Yeah,
was a
I
good
feel
time.
I feel very spoiled. So, you know,
I don't know if they're doing Army of Shadows tomorrow at Belcourt. I don't know if that's in 35 or not.
That's
but
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got work at 5, so I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. But
Are they still playing Anora?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
sure
they're
they
still
probably
playing
are.
Anora here. I mean, heck, they're still playing.
much-
There's
there's
a
not-
couple
there's not
theaters
too
here
much
that are
about it.
still playing Alien Romulus.
Wow.
What? That's crazy.
They were playing. Belcourt was playing The Substance.
Yeah,
until, like,
that's
a week
the
ago.
Substance is still playing at the
What?
AMC's in Burbank.
I
Which
know.
I still
We already
need to
did the
watch it. I
Substance
might go
episode.
watch it next week just to like.
Save the trip. Save the trip.
Ooh.
Hey, I liked it. I think it's interesting. I guess it's just I guess it's really soured on you the more it sat with
I mean,
you.
shout out Margaret Qualley, but like, no, thank you.
Dang.
It's. I think the ending just cracks me up.
It's just goofy, man, and it's like totally inconsistent. And I don't know, someone could try and like. I think I'm giving a little bit too much hate. There are definitely likable parts of it, and I found myself enjoying most of it. But like, it just thinks it's doing way more than it is.
Yeah.
and it's just not. It's like totally inconsistent.
I see what you're saying. I'm curious, like what I would think of it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you should go see it in like.
I mean,
form,
it's
like,
still
your own
it's still
opinion,
the
of course,
it's
but-
the most popular film on Letterboxd. It's one that like I need to watch.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the best film of the year.
True.
Yeah.
Like
Do we
what
wanna,
are some
like,
of y'all's favorite scenes
talk-
other than let's save the ending. That's like a totally different
Yeah,
conversation.
obviously.
but- I think that the
obvious-
the baby baptism is used really well, and it's really funny.
Yes. Yeah, the whole baby baptism and house break-in feels like the go-to answer.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm drawing a blank on baby baptism.
That's like while the
And they're
break-in's
calling
happening.
Toros, and
like,
he's
the
like, he's
Oh,
holding
yes,
the baby,
yes.
and he's on
He
his
has to leave,
phone.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's like, and that's
Yeah,
see, that's
yes,
something where
yes.
like
Yeah.
again, I watched this like on like a 10-inch screen, like it's a tiny little, and that's something where I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny, like that's good. And then I watched it in a room with 300 people, and I was like, oh, that's amazing. Like this is like you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
watch it with other people. I'm not saying that it
Yeah.
can't be watched alone, but that like communal experience really added to it for me.
No, yeah, for sure.
I found myself I know we're going to save the ending, but I found myself just like completely like transfixed and locked in on the second half of the movie from the point of the break-in to
The break,
break-in
yeah,
is
it's a
phenomenal.
really
The
long
break-in's
scene, but
phenomenal.
he holds it together really well.
yeah.
But even just seeing like Annie and Vanya interact before any of that, just how I don't know, like him inviting her to the New Year's party and then asking to be exclusive, like it's very charming and it's endearing, and Vanya's just so dumb. He's such an idiot.
He's just a
like,
spoiled brat. Like that. I mean,
But
that's literally that
he is
to a T.
Yeah. But he has like enough of the, I don't know, just typical like young guy characteristics that you like recognize in people that you've met before, and you're like, yeah, this is.
I was gonna say,
I know a bunch of kids.
Yes,
that was
but it's not. I feel like Baker does a good job of like, it's not like he's a semi-likable character. Like he seems like a fun dude. I'm not saying he's a good guy, but
I'm glad you said that though about how he reminded you of people, because I didn't want to say it, but in the back of my mind I was like, I know like 3 people from high school that
I
that
can
are
think
just
of
like
kids
playing
right now
video
that would act
games and like
this.
smoking weed all the time and just doing nothing. Like,
yeah, going to the club.
Yeah. Now go back to the club.
God.
Anora, subtitle: Go back to the club.
That's like the
Or
second.
the sequel. That'll be that's the sequel. Anora, back to the club.
Megalopolis is the sequel.
That's
to
like the
Anora.
third time we brought up Megalopolis on the episode.
I'm the only one that saw it.
In theaters, fall of 27.
I know. I do have to see
Anora,
this. I do
back
have
to
to
the
see this.
club.
Like the duality of man has never been better between when Coppola reviewed on Letterboxd, hey, I made this film and I think it's pretty good, and then the most liked review is, this was Megacoculus. That's like the best.
What's the name of the club that Annie works at?
Oh,
I don't remember.
it's like
I don't remember. It's been a little too long.
Gosh. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen it.
I don't know.
Let me look it up.
Never mind. It's not important. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like,
Oh, Headquarters? Yeah.
oh, Headquarters. Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
For me, in terms of favorite scene, the entire second half. The entire second half felt like one long scene. In a
I was
good
gonna
way.
say, yeah, there are. It doesn't feel like scenes per se. It is constructed. That
Yeah,
way, but
it
doesn't
feels like
it
too
flows,
big. Like they're looking for him, and then the parents
Acts.
arrive. Like that's kind of the
Yes.
distinction in my head.
I would say that the fork is when Vanya and Igor. No, sorry, not Vanya. Toros and Igor go to the house.
Yeah.
That whole sequence.
Oh
though,
yeah,
I would say,
that's like early.
with
that's
her
like
getting
earlier
tied
in the
down
film,
and
though, right?
yeah.
But I love when they leave the house. I love when they're arguing at the diner and when he wrecks the car.
Yeah.
And is like wrecking it, trying to get off the
Yeah. That's
tow truck.
that's
And
really funny.
when they go back. Yeah, when they go back to headquarters and when the parents show up, that the whole and then the complexity of Igor's character. I was blown away by.
I do want to say, yeah. I mean, you could speak more on Igor's character because there's a lot to say, if you want, or we can save it. I don't know.
Igor's character like really surprised me because I wasn't expecting him to go that route with that character.
I think that's really where
that's where the genius is.
The genius, but also the elements of class really shine through because how Igor, as we see, like towards the back half of the movie. Sorry, I just hit the mic. That's gonna be loud. But he and Anora have way more in common than Vanya's parents, or really any, or Toros, or and you see that in the way they interact.
Well, they're from.
And
go
the
ahead,
way
go
that. Well, just Igor like sympathizes with her, and he, obviously like ties her up and stuff because he's like following orders essentially. But you can tell emotionally he resonates with Annie way more than he like his personal experience is more closely aligned with Annie than it is with Vanya's parents or Vanya.
And even though his patience is being pushed to like the brink, he still like maintains his composure.
And they're like literally on the other
He's, like,
side
he
of the
understands.
tracks. Like the class representation is like
Yeah.
Annie lives right by railroad.
Yeah,
On the other side of that is Vanya's house.
I didn't think about
I
that.
didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean,
It's genius. This is why
it's
it makes another podcast.
No, it's
man.
it's
This
like
is why we-
simple, but it's like that's like an auteur being an auteur. You know what I mean? It's not. That's just Baker being smart.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Dang.
It wasn't. That's not as obvious as the exact same metaphor in Lady Bird. I just thought of Lady. Do you know what I'm talking about in Lady Bird when she's like, "I live on the other side of the tracks."
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
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 It's like, oh.
Gerwig was serving.
Yeah, that just maybe that makes me think about because one of the best like representations of class in film is Paul Schrader's Blue Collar, which is like an epic movie.
Still need to watch that.
Yeah,
both
I
of y'all
started
should
it, but
definitely
then
go
I got
watch it.
busy.
It's yeah, it's a good watch. I would watch it when I was too tired, so I need to watch it again when I was less tired. But like, it is.
Hey,
it's
his new
brilliant.
film's coming out soon. About a month.
He's still making movies.
Yes, he has a
man,
film.
he's like
He has a film with
99 years
Jacob
old.
Yeah, he's
Elordi
dropping, like, all
coming
the
out
time.
called Oh Canada.
Oh, Paul.
Paul Simpin.
But yeah, I was gonna. I don't know if I want to say this or not.
Say it. Okay.
I'll wait on it. I'll wait on it because it relates to the last scene. Man. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know if this is intentional or just me being like an optimist or I don't know. But I did find myself thinking that Vanya did care for Annie enough to like stick up for her when things got
That's what
dicey.
that's kind of what I was saying when he's like
I did not expect him to leave her high and dry like that. And I was hoping that they would I don't know, he was staying in contact with her somehow, but that whole sequence really just I don't know. Seeing how he responded to that situation and how he kind of just completely
Shuts down
and just defers to his parents.
It was pretty disheartening.
It showed just like the absence of character, because obviously he just lives on impulse. Like in the beginning of the movie, that's it's obvious. But you think like he seems to care about Anora a lot, and so I'm like, okay, he'll naturally like come back and get her or something, or he'll work something out. And he really
that's what I was saying when it's like Baker like he kind
does not
of
care
makes
about her.
Vanya, at least sympathetic a little bit in the beginning. So like I certainly didn't think he was just going to be like, yeah, whatever. Like once the parents got there, he's just not going to talk to her. Like that's shocking. It's
Me too.
It's like what?
Yeah, I was. And obviously, like Anora has a vested interest in, preserving the marriage, because that's literally life-changing opportunity. But beyond that, I do think she cares for Vanya, and she like really that period of time that she spent with him was like. I do think she enjoyed it a lot.
But I think that her this kind of gets into the ending too. I think that her perception of someone caring for her is very misconstrued. Very misconstrued.
Yes.
And I think that
Yes.
her giving a lot of time towards Vanya and stuff and going all in like that I mean that gets more into the ending, but
yeah and like sex and affection being two different things.
Sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, this just the fact that like there's so much to discuss and dissect from like small bits of this film. Just, I mean, me saying it out loud just reinforces. Oh, this is like really, really good stuff. I don't know.
I think it's funny how when all that was happening, I felt disappointed because I knew that the movie would be ending soon. So for a second there, I thought the movie was going to end like on the plane.
Same.
Which, it ended shortly thereafter. But I felt like very disappointed and sad. And I think that was like all intentional. And sort of that moment where you think Annie and Igor are going to, be a thing was also like I felt disappointed, but then it all like I think once the ending happened, I was like, oh, that felt very intentional. Like,
and you can once you see it, like once I was watching it for the second time, I was like, oh, this Igor thing, like that's what it's about. Like that's what it's building up to. Like Igor's character development is what the whole movie is. You know, him and Annie's character dynamics and their development is.
Would you say that Igor's character is dynamic though?
Yeah.
I
think
don't know.
Thematically, I don't know. Like I don't know if in terms of like a performance, but I think thematically there's a lot.
I think that he.
I think
I think he's always he shows that he always has. He's always depicted as a
but I think that
character.
he is learning
just-
stuff through viewing all of these experiences between Annie and Vanya too.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have a
I
phone
agree.
charger, by the way? I'm about to.
Yes, yeah.
Is that one right there?
Charge it up.
Under
No.
the TV. We hitting pause or we?
No,
we
I'm still.
rolling?
I haven't stopped this whole time because
All right.
I don't want to worry about sync.
All right. Yeah, not at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're keeping all this in.
Hey, to all the listeners in Delaware, we might be coming through with a live episode.
Wait,
If you could book
what?
us at a convention.
The Anora episode directed by Terrence Malick.
Wait, what are you talking about? Delaware?
Don't we have like a lot of listeners
Oh,
in Delaware
Maybe.
on the
Let me
statistics?
look. Oh, I think we had
pretty-
like
yeah, I'm pretty-
a huge swath of like Delaware people download.
Yes, that's why I was like, we gotta have to do a live episode of in Delaware. It's Joe Biden. He downloaded it while he was at his house.
And hey, man, guess what? I listen to podcasts too. Okay, some people don't think that the president can listen to podcasts, but guess what? Hey, newsflash, I like podcasts.
That's
too.
pretty good.
And sometimes I like listening to podcasts about movies, good movies too, really good ones that win film festivals. And by the way, I'm the president of the United States, but not for long. Just lost the election.
He'd be like, I really like that film podcast with Michael, Jack, and Aaron on there.
Yeah, with Eddie Jackson and Mary.
Hey, I do. Speaking of statistics,
Good
since
stuff.
we're like way off subject anyway, our most downloaded episode is now The Sacrifice. So thank you to our listeners for that.
Yeah,
Tarkovsky
yeah.
rules.
Yes. If any of our fans want to make like a super cut of like our Lynch impressions or the
I was gonna say,
Tarantino
you gotta get
impressions,
Tarantino.
we'll gladly, yeah.
Yeah,
We super cut.
we need some like Fortnite edits.
Yeah.
I don't even want to try it. No,
Hey,
I
you can
don't
go
want
for
to.
it.
I mean, I could do a better Lynch than a
Quentin
Tarantino.
Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino after seeing Anora.
What do you think Tino thought of this movie?
I think Tarantino liked this movie. No. Yeah,
I think
and
he thought it was
I think
brilliant.
that Lynch would like it as well.
I bet Tarantino loves it.
I'm not sure that Scorsese would like it,
Yeah,
It seems more
It
of like a
does,
Lynch
yeah.
script than.
but it
a
feels like
Tarantino script.
it could be in line with a Tarantino film if things were done differently too.
Yeah.
the characters.
There'd have to be a shootout.
Yeah,
There'd have to be blood and gore
the
everywhere.
characters feel Tino in a way.
Someone
would have to
die,
take their
and
shoes and
we'd have
and
to see a lot
socks
more
off.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the strip club, but you just see her feet.
Yeah,
It's like all like panned down, like walking through the
Yeah.
through the strip. Goodness gracious. All right, I think we got to talk about the ending. I mean, we've been dancing around it too much.
Yeah.
yeah.
I firstly want to say that the cut to black is amazing. I think that the
Yes,
I do want to say,
Yep.
keeping the sound was really like
the
a
wiper.
genius move.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't
just
know
the
if that was
wipers.
the boys at S show or if that was Baker's idea, but
Yeah. If that was
that's
Sean, but
genius.
yeah. Genius. So incredible. And I think it plays through the credits
Yeah.
too, right?
It does.
Yep. And I do want to say like those wiper sounds. I mean that's just amazing. It's perfect.
Sounded great.
Best sounding wipers I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Shout out S Show.
Yeah,
It's funny like watching
that
like
is
at
easily the
least
best wiper.
like in the theater I was just like a lot of the time I was just listening to the sound. So I was like really like locked in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but anyway.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask, obviously, okay, I feel like we should just talk about what happens. Even though, I mean, I'm assuming that most people have seen it, but just like how things unfold, because it's such a gut punch.
Who wants it? Who
That's not me.
Who wants to try and do it?
I'm doing nose goes, so Jacob, you got it.
All right, I guess it's me. So, after they leave, his dad's Toros is like, you get one more day in the house. Mm-hmm. So, Annie and Igor, they're
passing a blunt.
Yeah, they're passing a blunt in the living room. They're just like watching like the weather or something. Yeah. And they have a really interesting heart-to-heart.
I was so scared that they were going to start hooking up.
Yes, I know. I got...
Wait,
yeah.
see,
do
now...
not do this. I was like, that's the most amateur
what is
thing
your
ever.
reasoning for that? Like, don't do it from Annie's standpoint, I'm assuming?
Just
from a Sean Baker standpoint.
Okay. Just for the
I'd
movie.
be like,
Sure,
that is so contrived, and that's like
and
so
lazy. It felt like to me, this is nowhere near similar, but it makes me think of Samurai Jack, like the final season when it came back after like 15 years, and they like shoved in a love interest in the last 2 episodes, and it was terrible.
Can't be doing it.
Yeah, it felt like a cheap cop out. And I also like started sweating a little bit. I was like, "Oh no, I don't like."
I mean, that could seriously be, if that had happened. It's like the movie kind of falls apart at that point. Like if that had happened, like that it could have come crashing down very fast.
That just shows that
1000%.
It just demonstrates.
Yeah,
Baker's
and that's
mastery,
if he had done that is not winning the Palme d'Or, respectfully.
No,
yeah.
We would be living in the world where the substance won Palme d'Or, and Ethan would be very sad.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man.
It probably would have.
You'd see me in you'd see me in a news headline or something.
But so they're having
okay. Look, I'm sorry. Best screenplay when Anora is in the same year? Are we serious? Are we really doing this?
Maybe they just wanted to give it to something different.
It's kind of
okay. I guess I understand. Like they're like, oh well, the substance screenplay, it had different font, and the cover page was different. It wasn't like a regular script. Guess what? The movie's not. It's not great. It's okay. The script is okay.
Cook,
okay?
brother.
All right. Anora is phenomenal. We give the winner.
I
to
will
the
also
best.
say.
Okay, the winner goes to
I've got a
that was not.
I've
the
got
best.
a first-hand account. This isn't surprising at all, but I've got a first-hand account of Sean Baker saying, "I care way more about the Palme d'Or than Best Picture at the Oscars," which he should. I mean, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
well,
definitely for someone like him.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it won.
Oh yeah. We still haven't like really even gotten to what happened.
Yeah, no, keep going.
Yeah, you got
it
it.
At the ending. So. Yeah, so things
you were cooking. Go ahead.
Yeah, they things start getting weirdly intimate in the living room, and you're like, oh god, this is what we're gonna do, huh? And it cuts to the morning, and they're parked outside, and Igor is parked outside, like
dropping
Anora off at her apartment, and she's like thanking him and stuff, and things take a very strange turn, and she gets on top of him in the car, and much to his surprise and just sort of
he also gives her the ring
shock.
too.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's what incites the whole thing.
Yes.
Here, we should talk about the ring though. I mean, people know what it is, but like Vanya's 4-carat diamond.
Yeah, he
engagement
somehow
ring,
like got.
that he offered. He stole it back.
Yeah,
and the
do we
parents
know
wanted it
how
back.
he got it? I don't think we do. Yeah, I don't think we
don't know. I don't think that's super important. But the fact is, again, that's life-changing money for Anora. That's like, I mean, I don't know how far it's going to get.
And
her,
I
but
think
it's
more
help her
important than
make
that
rent
is
or
like
whatever.
the sign of like compassion and like caring.
It's a gesture.
Sure.
It's a gesture of kindness and someone thinking.
And
of
that's
her
something that she is
specifically.
not used to.
She's deprived of, yes, because what Vanya offers for her is not love. That is not, you know. It's material, but it's not like substantive, and it's not something that like.
Okay, so keep going, Jacob.
Like, even platonically, what Igor did was an
Yes.
act of love.
Yes. And so she, without really saying much, gets on top of him and starts like grinding on him and kissing him, and
A little bit more than that, but
No,
yeah.
I mean, I mean,
Well-
we don't really. I mean, I honestly can't remember. Like, how much do we see?
We don't see it, but
Is it
I mean,
implied that they sleep
your
together?
boys John and Andy,
Or
yeah.
like, you know,
yeah, they're
Oh,
having
okay.
intercourse. Yes.
yeah. And then I don't really even remember like what exactly happens, but Anora just sort of breaks.
She starts like slapping him.
well,
Yeah,
she
she
like
starts
grabs his
slapping-
throat.
she starts, like,
and
punching him in the
she
chest.
grabs, and she's like pushing
Yeah.
him down by the throat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then she just like completely collapses and breaks down, and he just holds her and embraces her while she's breaking down, and then cut to black, and all you hear are the wipers and Anora.
One of the best endings of.
Which
In a
I don't
very
think.
long
I don't
time.
think that
Probably
you
the
all
21st
have.
century.
I don't think have any of us seen any other Sean Baker film. Because
Nope.
I still haven't. But apparently he's like, kind of. That's like his thing. Is like kind of black, and like having really good endings. So it makes sense.
excited
I mean,
for
I don't
it.
know if they're as good
Yeah.
as this, but
Yeah. But yeah, we were worried there for a minute. He had us in the first half. Not gonna lie,
He did.
But it all came back.
I understand it now.
Yeah, I see the vision.
so what? So what do you like? What are your what's your like interpretation of that?
I understand it
Oh
now.
my god, this guy.
Sean Baker saw Igor try to do it the first time. I understand it now. He made the ending.
Yeah, that's what I would have did. LeBron saw that coming like 3 hours before he saw the movie.
Yeah. I woke up this morning and I knew it would cut to
He
black
did.
with the windshield
LeBron
wipers.
knew. LeBron knew.
And Bronny said, "I'm only playing home games."
Do you know NBA Central?
No.
No.
They're like it's like a fake news Twitter account, and it's like blowing up more than
Oh,
like the
God.
actual like NBA Central news account. And
Oh,
they
wait.
posted something today that was like LeBron announces that he's planning on staying in the NBA until Bronny gets his first MVP.
Oh my gosh. Bro's playing till 100.
I need awful coaching talking about Anora. Awful coaching talking about like Toros and
Yeah.
and
Toros!
Ice the screen.
Ice the screener!
Ice the
Jam the screener!
Show hands. Seeing ball, seeing man.
I feel
Back
like-
to the baseline.
You're
I feel like
guarding
Ivan-
nothing.
Or not. I feel like Igor could be JJ.
It's Anora, LeBron, and Darvin Ham.
Darvin is
Darvin-
definitely
Darvin-
Vanya, right?
Darvin's Chris Diamond, or whoever the girl
Oh
was
my
at HQ that gets in the fight.
He goes, hey guys, hey, bring it in. Salute.
Go hard on them dudes. Salute.
Salute.
Gotta be the worst coach of all time. My gosh. Anyway.
So LeBron's Anora,
Yeah.
and JJ Redick is Igor.
Wait, so then who's Vanya? Like
That's
Richard
why-
Jefferson?
No, it's like
maybe
Reeves.
Vanya is.
It's like
maybe,
Reeves,
maybe Von.
right?
No, because someone who leaves him
Oh,
high
like
and dry,
Westbrook.
though, leaves him high and dry.
Vanya's got to.
I mean, Westbrook left.
Or Stephen A.
Vanya's Rob Pelinka.
I feel like this is another like what was the one? It was like the Woody and Buzz thing that we were trying to say one time. What episode was that?
With
Oh
Ripley.
yeah, we couldn't get the
Yeah.
Alu or like the
Yeah.
whatever.
What a great comparison though. That just makes Anora even better.
Yeah.
But like, what's your
many
all's like
tie-ins to
interpretation
LeBron.
of that? I feel like you could take it a
That-
couple different ways.
I mean, I don't really even know like
I don't
where to
either.
begin, but I guess I'd say, in the best way I can describe it, that the ending is Anora realizing that her form of love and compassion is not as it should be.
Yeah,
and the life life that she's lived has, there's just a lot of, I think it's just all the trauma and hurt flowing back in that moment.
Yep.
I don't think I could.
And
have said
it's
better.
really
Yeah.
it feels like a tragedy at the end. Like it's really comes
Yes,
crashing
it does.
down. And I also go ahead.
I think. Oh, I was just gonna say. I think Anora, like in that scene, she's showing affection in the only way she's been taught how to, and she like. I don't know if it's her line of work or just how she's been. How people have. Whether told her, verbally or just through their actions, like how she can offer value to people is through sex.
Yep.
Unfortunately, and she feels like she has to offer that as a means to say thank you or to show that she cares about someone. That like that's the only way that she can convey that. And like Jacob said, I think it's in that moment that she realizes that, and it kind of just all comes crashing down.
Yeah.
And it's just so just heartbreaking to see.
It's
like
it's something else when it just cuts to black and you hear the wipers
Yeah.
and everyone in the theater is dead silent. You just got to sit there
Yeah.
with it.
yeah.
Most people sat there
For sure.
like, when we saw it, like sat through most of the credits.
And that's another.
I know I couldn't.
Well,
move.
I'll say that in a second. But another thing that Sean said in the Q&A was, which I found interesting. I don't know if you all have like heard this or read about this, but he wrote an epilogue that about like the hours after that and the next day and like what happens. And
Interesting. So it's
there will be
independent
an
from the
Anora
film.
too.
well,
Was that scrap? Was that part of the
Yeah.
script and it got scrapped, or
well,
was that
no,
just for himself?
it was primarily for himself and the actors. And so like everyone like on the team knows it happens, but like he was like I'll never tell. Which is like really interesting.
Genius, man.
And that's not. I mean, he's not
Genius. That's what you. It's but as an actor,
Oh,
that is
absolutely.
so helpful. That is tremendously
directing.
helpful.
That is like
to know
that's the job. You know what I mean? Like
that
Hey,
is that's an auteur, man. That's
This
an auteur.
means we're getting the Anora TV show, much like the Penguin is a sequel to the
Oh,
Batman.
it's gonna be called Headquarters.
Can't wait. Maybe the sequel is LeBron's life.
But speaking
Yeah.
speaking of the credits, like
It's our ball.
wait, it ain't our ball.
Wait, ain't it our ball?
No, speaking of the credits though, like it,
JJ Redick's just in the back with Anora drawing up plays. He's like, they're gonna show help here, and LeBron's like, yep.
I
And Nora's just like hitting a dab pen. She's like nodding. She's like, yeah, that's what I would have done.
Yeah, that's what I would have did. I do want to say, if I can, that like speak. Are we good?
yeah,
okay.
you're good. I'm sorry.
The credits are like crazy short, and if you get
Yeah,
if
they
you
go
get
by
on
really
IMDb,
fast.
not that many people worked on this film. Like it's amazing that like this is a very small indie project. It doesn't feel like that because it won the Palme d'Or and everyone knows about it, and it could win Best Picture. But it's I would say it's comparable to Everything Everywhere, if not even smaller. Which it's definitely better. Come on now, not even close.
Isn't the budget for this movie also like?
Yeah,
kinda
I think it was
small?
relatively small, but that's like, I mean, they shot it in like 14 days. Like that's that's another thing that he talked about. I could be remembering wrong, but like they did not shoot that many days, and it's it's a small
can't-
film.
I can't even imagine. That's incredibly difficult.
It's an incredible accomplishment for what was put into it. It's really impressive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really masterful. Like, just on execution, the scale that he was working with, like the budget,
It just
timeline, like
it just feels big despite everything.
It doesn't feel constrained to any of the limitations that, they were working within.
And I'm a firm believer that's like it's not really about the tools that you have, it's how you use them. And I think that like it's just in terms of like anything. So
yeah, I mean if you have a good team like that, that's all you need.
Yeah.
What's so funny?
I don't know. I just keep thinking of the LeBron and Anora tie-ins.
Our ball. It's our ball.
Yeah. I think what had me dying was that I thought about Ethan saying he wants like awful coaching to break down the break-in scene.
This is terrible. Vanya leaves the house. You show hands. You don't let him to the door. If I'm Toros, I'm getting for the door. I'm getting low.
That wasn't something I realized I needed until now.
Igor, you tie up Anora.
That's a crazy.
You
scene.
don't let her leave.
That is
when the table breaks.
Yeah. What a great sound effect. Also, I mean, I thought the dialogue sounded amazing. I mean, I'm a little biased, but
yeah. Oh yeah. It was great.
For the time that they had on the film, it was surprisingly like expedited, very short. I think they did a really good job. It sounds great.
In the Q&A when he said him and Mikey met like 2 years before shooting, like was that like 2 years ago from this year, or was that like?
I mean, I think they shot it.
When did they
like 2022, right?
No, I think it was sometime 23. I mean, he definitely said I cannot remember. Oh, it was. Well, I know that wherever it was very cold, so it was probably winter.
Yeah.
So winter of 23, maybe.
It's like early 23.
Yeah, it would have to be. It would have to be late 22 or early 23. Right. There's no way it was late 23 because there's no
earlier than that. Yeah. No, that turnaround would be.
But they were working
absurd.
on post in like February, March. So, I mean,
wow.
I mean, that's not that surprising, but.
So I guess late 22, early 23. Wow.
Or they could have just been shooting in a cold place in the summer too. Who knows?
Did they actually shoot in Brooklyn?
I think they did.
But
so.
Yeah.
I don't know. There it is.
Good stuff, man.
I remember, I remember telling you all, like this is getting a lot of buzz. You know what I mean? And I think we could all feel it. Like, hey, what is this movie that won the Palme d'Or? And it's not like we haven't heard of Sean Baker, but like the cast at least, like it, it's kind of crazy the success that it's had.
Yeah.
It's launched Baker into a stratosphere that I don't think he ever thought he would be in. And it'll be interesting to see what he does next. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
He can.
He's got the keys to the kingdom, but he's already said in interviews that he is not going to make some type of studio film for Warner Bros. Or something. He hates that stuff.
Yeah.
That's like he is
good.
That's his stick. Is like he's against that.
He's our indie darling.
Him and Glazer.
Yeah, man. Seriously, they're the two that are holding it down, man.
Well, Malik. Come on now.
Where's the film at, buddy?
I mean, he released a film in 2019. That's not that long ago.
Naughty Cups?
Hidden Life. No, Hidden Life.
Song to Song? Oh, Hidden Life was his most recent film?
That might actually be... Yeah, it's 19. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's his most recent. Because Night of Cups is 15. It's almost 10 years old now. And
then Song to Song, was
yeah.
that like 17? Okay. Man, I didn't realize. Okay,
yeah,
so
well, he was churning them out until
last decade or so.
A Hidden Life, and then after that, he's been editing the Way of the Wind for like 7 years.
He's been hiding it. Literally, he's been living out the Hidden Life part of it. He's been.
I mean, I think Mason and Malik are hanging out.
Yeah. I'm taking a trip down to Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. If I ever met him,
His beach house in Texas.
I,
His beach house in Dallas.
Yeah.
I wonder who he voted for.
I don't know. We should get him on the pod and ask. He seems like an RFK guy.
Yeah, he kind of does, honestly. Or maybe a Jill Stein. I
can see it.
I could see him out voting for Jill Stein.
Yeah.
All
In the
right,
best way
anyway,
possible.
Anyway.
I don't. Baker might have voted for Jill Stein,
There's no way.
or maybe Cornel West.
Who the heck is that?
Yeah.
Dr. Cornel West.
He wasn't on the ballot here.
Sounds like
Yeah,
we're
we're
lost in the sauce.
I think we did it.
We've ran our course.
The substance bad, Anora good.
What do we have upcoming
Awful
next?
coaching.
Are you all about to record? You all are about to record something, right?
Man,
We were gonna. Yeah.
The plans fluctuate like
Yeah.
crazy. So
Is that not
Such is
happening
life,
tonight?
man.
yeah. No.
Over the garden wall? No. We're getting
No,
a
it's
race
been-
on
it's
that.
been postponed.
Because
Heath.
Dang.
Yeah. We have a policy, no homie
Yeah,
left
hey,
behind.
yeah, that's
so
right.
we're not going to do without him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a staple for me and my friends to watch it every year for the past 5 years. So
Well,
just
we've
can't
got
leave 'em out. It's just-
we've got a
we do
lot
it
of.
every year,
I
so.
mean, we got Gladiator 2. We've got the Brutalist, Conclave, Baby Girl. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to start coming out.
I'm excited about Conclave. I've
I'm
heard some good
probably
things
going to go
about
watch it in a couple days. I'm excited.
it.
Yeah.
You'll have to let us know.
I have a lot of movies I own that I need to watch. So I was thinking, which we had mentioned this before, but maybe running up some Paris,
Oh,
Texas.
nice.
Mm.
So that could
Yeah,
be an
yeah.
episode soon. Which may
Yeah,
see
yeah.
right? So you're able to do that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
It's great. I need a rewatch of it anyway.
But
So.
I don't know. In terms of new movies, Gladiator 2 could be cool. I'm certainly interested in The Brutalist. So I guess we'll see where the wind takes us. But in terms of like older and less recent stuff, definitely looking at Paris, Texas.
I want to get some French New Wave going.
Cleo.
Get on a kick.
I just watched The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, and I'm French New
Hey.
Wave pilled.
Absolute cinema.
Yeah, who's the composer?
Michael Legrand, the GOAT.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Scorsese meme.
Yeah, French cinema, man.
Cinema.
Shout out.
That's amazing.
Oh, if we get 400 blows, man,
is,
come on.
Is great. Oh, also, I saw, Jacob, that you got
Well, then
close
it's
up on Criterion. I mean, we got to do that, right? I mean, come on. That is
Oh, that's one of the
ultimate
most
peak.
beautiful films ever. Yeah. Yeah.
So it sounds like we're doing some French New Wave, some close up, some Paris, Texas.
And we
coming
got
up
to
on
we
the
got to do
docket.
Baby Girl, which comes out around Christmas with Nicole Kidman, my wife.
Hey, the trailer played for that before I saw that.
Yeah,
Any
it
time.
plays. It's played at every AMC movie I've seen here, and everyone always claps because it's Nicole Kidman. And that's like everyone here, like once the AMC ad plays, like people start hooping and hollering. It's really silly.
Yeah.
Me and I guess I don't know if this episode will happen. Maybe one day, or maybe sometime soon. I don't know. Me and Heath had joked about doing a Megalopolis episode. It would be very short. Safe to say, if you couldn't tell.
Hey,
from this
get me on
episode.
that. I might watch it soon.
I don't
Get
like
me on that. I might watch
Megalopolis.
it soon.
Yeah. So a Megalopolis episode may be coming out soon. Just so
Keep
that we
it
can
like
tell you how
sub
bad it
20
is. Maybe
minutes.
Mason will love it. I have no idea. Yeah. Maybe 5.
minutes.
Maybe Mason will love it. I don't know. But it's a spectacular failure.
Coppola,
I'm
my darling, what have you done?
Coppola. Coppola said something the other day where he was like, "My movie's good because I casted only canceled actors," which doesn't make any sense.
that is definitely something that Coppola would say. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Adam Driver isn't canceled.
No,
The only
should
one
have been
who's like
Ansel
kinda
Elgort.
canceled is Shia LaBeouf.
Wait, let's assemble the all NBA.
Roman
canceled
Polanski.
Kevin Spacey.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean actors. Oh, I guess.
Well, I mean,
we
Polanski
can open it
acted
up.
a little
Make
too.
a movie of only canceled actors.
Shia LaBeouf, right?
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey,
Shia is like
Shia LaBeouf is like, I don't know. He's like third team.
Yeah,
Third
he's
team.
like on the cusp.
Maybe.
Louis C.K. Not an actor. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh my goodness, there's got to be. I mean, Ansel Elgort is definitely up there.
Oh, James Franco.
Yeah.
Yeah, James Franco. So is John?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
John
yep.
Majors? Yeah, he definitely is.
Good one. Great
Yeah.
pool, man. Great pool.
That's crazy.
Ding ding. Yo, next time we're at trivia night, they better have a category
Ding,
about canceled
Jonathan
actors.
Major.
Oh,
Good one.
Wait, someone just. Oh wait, no, never mind. That's sports related. Never mind. That's the Florida head coach. Have you heard about that, Jacob?
Did
No,
he
like
just
the
get fired?
basketball coach. Like he's like under all those investigations.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd
Oh,
Golden.
yeah, I
Yeah,
see that.
yeah,
He's
that's
like
crazy.
Yeah, he's like He was like stalking students.
Well, he was.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
he was
crazy.
also
and he's done. It was like,
giving like
multiple
unsolicited
years, too.
messages and stuff. You know.
oh,
Which he was like, let due
Crazy
process
stuff.
do its thing. It's like, all right, buddy.
you should get fired, man. Yeah,
All
you
right,
should
buddy.
not have a job.
He's still coaching right now. It's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. But
But
that's
I
an
guess,
admin
I mean,
problem. They shouldn't.
I guess
Yeah.
if they're doing the innocent until proven guilty, but I don't know. It seems like there's
I
too
don't know,
many.
man. Even in, I feel like the university still has like an obligation to
for
address
sure.
that. And
Look, Florida athletics are a dumpster
Oh, yeah,
fire. They're
definitely.
terrible in
Yeah.
football. They're terrible in a lot of things. But right now, they're ranked in basketball and like 4-0. So they're going
they're
to try
like,
to.
this is all we have.
Yeah, they're going to try to hold on to him for as long as they
I
can.
don't
I'm
care.
sure.
This guy, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, what the? No way.
Are you looking at a list?
No.
of
I'm
canceled
looking at.
actors?
I looked up Anora club name and this. And
This
no,
is
look at this.
Showtimes.
Look at this. No, this is on Reddit. Renaming myself. Thoughts on the name Anora. This is like 4 years ago. What the? I wonder if Sean saw this. Because that's like the whole like that's she renames
Write that
herself
down, write that
from
down.
Anora. She doesn't want to be known as that.
Yeah.
Which is another like important thing.
That's
But,
that's kind of crazy. Confirmed Redditor. Sean.
Oh, he definitely is.
In
He's
good
a
way.
lurker. He's not.
I mean, do you?
Yeah,
I mean, do
he
you all
is.
like follow his Instagram? I
follow
mean,
his Letterboxd.
he'll be liking
Follow
some
his
stuff
Letterboxd.
out there on Instagram, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I see him popping around.
The video, like just the car crash videos.
I mean, I wasn't thinking that.
Sean
but-
Baker.
You know who's liking like everything in my feed?
And the Onion, it's like car crashes
my
in the
God.
Onion posts. It's
Yeah.
just like by Sean Baker.
You know who likes like everything in my feed? SZA.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
don't
know,
follow.
wait, you know who's
Everything
canceled?
is-
Alec
yeah.
Baldwin. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is number one, dude.
So what, that's going to be a good movie. Alec Baldwin, Kevin Spacey.
Oh, Army Hammer.
Shia
Army
LaBeouf.
Hammer.
Um,
That's
Oh,
all.
Armie Hammer.
That's all time
classic.
first team.
How did we
bro.
miss that? How did we miss that?
that?
He's first ballot Hall of Fame.
Bro said, "I am not a
Yeah, that's
cannibal."
I'm 6'5" and
Did you
there's
see?
two of me.
Did you see
I
that
also
movie
ate
that
a
he's
person.
in that's coming up, and it's like billed as like his comeback from like all the allegations. It's like that's crazy.
Yes, yeah. Isn't it literally like the Army
I
Hammer
mean,
movie?
yeah, it's like that. It's like all about.
It's
I mean,
called
no,
the
it's
Army
not-
Hammer movie, like the Fred movie.
It's the Lego Army Hammer movie.
bro. I'm
Maybe
not gonna
that-
lie. I went
yeah.
and saw Piece by Piece the other day. I told you all. I was in the theater alone. It kind of hit. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Right, it looks,
when they
it looks
hey
pretty
when
good.
when they started bumping Daft Punk and then
Happy?
it went into All Right
Oh.
by Kendrick. I mean, come on, that was amazing. Lego Kendrick, come on, that's just it was amazing.
Pharrell's got a lot under the belt.
Also,
man.
Ezra
Yeah.
Miller, we can't forget about him, and Gal Gadot
yeah,
probably.
that's a good one.
She's like,
yeah,
Mm.
he can make a Lego megalopolis with all these people.
bro,
And that's how
Lego
their careers would be
Megalopolis would
saved.
actually hit.
Yeah,
That would
That would
actually
be way better.
like. I
No,
feel like
it
that works
would.
so much better
See,
than the actual thing.
That's the big
yeah, no,
like.
actually,
You can get Will Arnett to like voice everybody.
That's the thing about Piece by Piece is like, if it was a Pharrell documentary, it would be cool.
You think because you went to 1 year of medical school that you're entitled to the riches of my inner mind?
Entitles me.
And let's go back to the club.
So go back to the club.
I can't do a Will Arnett, bro.
BoJack Horseman in Megalopolis.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great.
Oh my gosh.
We need Lego Megalopolis.
With BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
All right.
What is this, a crossover episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would have did.
But shout out Francis Ford Coppola for making movies with only canceled actors.
Shout out Coppola for
Yeah.
making like 4 of the best movies of all time
Visionary.
and not having another single good film.
Yeah.
You got the
pretty
2
bad.
Godfathers, you got Apocalypse Now, and you've got The Conversation, and you could maybe put Dracula in there. Other than that, it's tough pickings.
Me and Heath were at the screening where the guy actually talked to Adam Driver through the
Oh
screen.
my god!
Like,
Hey man, save
See,
that
dude,
for the episode.
I was gonna
Yeah.
go see Megalopolis in the AMC here the other day, but I was gonna be the only one, and I was curious about what that would have looked like.
they would make you read it yourself.
It's like
aloud.
seat
They give you, like, a
E11, get up and read.
You're just
Also,
talking to
watching
yourself.
like 2.5 hours of Megalopolis alone on like a Tuesday morning in an AMC, that could have
Tuesday
done
morning is crazy.
like
it's like a new form of CIA.
that would have done
torture.
unrepairable damage to my mental health.
Maybe the script reader would have sat right beside you and give you some company.
Nah, that'd be kind of freaky.
It's just you and the script reader.
Yeah. I could tell you what the guy said. He didn't even need a script. He was just like,
Also, I watched We Live in Time last night, and there was like 2. There, yeah,
was it any
it was
good?
pretty good. I mean, I agree with like Jacob and Heath's like review. Like, it's extremely cookie cutter, but it's like it has quality. You know what I mean? It's good. It's
yeah,
good.
no, it's got
not
a lot
great.
of heart. It's got a lot of
fine.
heart. I
It's
just
good.
don't.
But I was
Yeah,
sitting
I
in
agree.
there, and it was like me and like 2 other couples, and then like another like random like old guy, and like anytime like there was a sex scene, the old guy would be like, oh, and it
You
was
laugh?
really awkward. It was really weird.
I mean, at least he was enjoying himself, you know.
Hey, yo.
Come on now,
Hey,
on, man.
well, you know, not enjoying himself, but
bro could have worded it a little bit better.
yeah.
Anyway, I think we gotta cut it.
Yeah, Anora, man.
Yeah, he would have been. I don't know. He would have been Sal Vulcano at Anora if you thought he was laughing a lot.
Oh, man, he would die.
Like,
The funniest movie ever made.
All right, well, we did it.
Long story short, we need the awful coaching cut of Anora, the Lego Megalopolis.
What a movie.
Hollywood, let us make all the decisions for you.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be in a better. I feel like
You're
it would
the
be in a better
vanguard.
place if we were, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
These execs don't play around, man.
Yeah.
No. Unfortunately, they don't.
Zaslav will step down.
Oh, I gotta
You
say,
can pick up.
yeah, I'm a little biased because I worked on it, but juror number 2 not having a wide and full release in theaters is a travesty. It is.
People, I've seen people actually mad about that.
It's very solid. I would say it's certainly a weak year, but it might end up being in like my top 10. Like it's just a very solid like suspense thriller from Eastwood. It's like exactly what you would want. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, yeah, it's cookie cutter and it's very 12 Angry Men, but I can't believe that didn't get a full wide release. I don't know.
We all love 12 Angry Men. We always need
Exactly.
more. Why
and
not?
Toni Collette and J.K. Simmons and Nicholas Hoult. I mean,
Ooh,
bro,
yeah,
they were all
that's
3 just cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. That's some high caliber talent.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, someone say the thing, please.
All right. Roll that outro music.
Dang, that was fast.
It ain't our ball. It ain't our
no
ball.
outro. You just like that was a Hitchcock ending. Okay.
That was a Hitchcock.
Smash.